All right, the room has started. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to match number 2 of hopefully at this rate. I want to see them go the distance. You know, that first match was really awesome. I want to watch 3 matches get played.
Yeah, I definitely think a game 3 would be really cool. Be super sick. Another back and forth would be like really. I want to see a back and forth. I don't find like dominated performances like very fun because it's just one team.
So it looks like it's the same lineups. Crash is hosting, and we do have another suicide match on our hands. So looks like SY did opt to say, "Hey, we won the first one. Let's do it again."
Yep. WZ starting 1-4, SY starting 2-3. So a good neutral track, RBC.
SY does get their track pick here. So we'll see what they can do with it. Murrah being in third, I don't think is the best coming out for this sort of track pick, but he doesn't get bumped. So he might end up working
draft
well
there, which is not bad. We want them to, well, at least Casper, I know he probably wants to break away. WZ being top 2, could probably back spam, but at the point in time, they're just kind of drafting off each other. Lucky Shroom Pull in second. He probably will go for shortcut here. Triple reds. That's very unfortunate. We might see them take out the entire top 2. And a TC pull. Will he be able to pass it? He does. He passes to SY. So we're up the bat. There's just a lot of, I'd say a lot of items going on. The triple red, the TC.
And Mike is able to pass it back over to WZ. It was a good idea for Casper to try to pass it immediately, but Mike goldening up also just ended up hurting his own.
Ledge. Yes, that was wow. I think that, yeah, he killed his own teammate, but killed WZ in the process. Someone did just fall off. I think that was SY. Oh, WZ. He gets his lucky golden in 6, but he obviously has to be aware of the triple reds right in front of him. I don't think it's smart that he's backing these. With all of his team in front of him, he should just slow him down. Casper doesn't have an item. Blooper's not going to get him very far. We do see a blue from Jake there, so obviously WZ isn't first. This could be big. A bomb too. That's huge. Just a lot of chaos going on. Quinn does star his own teammate, but I definitely think that was necessary.
A nice blue cancel there. Does really salvage that race for WZ at this point. Since if that blue goes through and there is no shock, SY will probably run away with top 3.
I do think Casper's going to chain this mega here at grass. He needs to catch up. A golden would be really lucky. Gets a star. At this point, he's just fighting for 7th. I don't think 6th is 6th a little too far away, so we'll see. We see one of them. They get a TC in, I think. Oh, they do get back spammed, and bottom 2 for SY. That was actually, I think, a really good race.
Strong start here for WZ, so we'll see what the results are here in a few seconds. And then from there, we'll see what maybe SY want to pick to try to mix up the spots.
And top 2, 4, 6. I'm sorry, I don't really know their mini names. Jaker is who from
Jax.
SY.
Every SY name has the person's name in it. So.
Oh, okay. So Mike is Maker. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Didn't realize that. Took me a minute.
The only person who has a name that is outside of what you would expect are Hawk with Jolly and Crash with Dami.
Yeah.
So
Top
obviously, WollywogZ is going to go for probably TF. I don't imagine them picking anything else. SY, I could see them going Gardens. I know that they do like Gardens, but I could also see them going Grumble as well.
Yeah, TF's definitely the obvious pick. Mushroom Gorge, that could work. I see it. I see the thought process behind it.
I like the pick. You have a lot of mid to bottom spots to pick up some shrooms. And shock is really actually pretty hard to obtain. And that being said, if you're the team that's pulling all the shrooms, you can run away with Mushroom Gorge.
Yeah, the only real TS spot though is the second part of the cave, because if you were smart though, you would go wide on that first section, and I'm pretty sure these guys are experienced enough to prevent themselves from getting TS in that spot.
We see TF does get picked, so this will probably, as long as I think as long as fourth can draft, be pretty.
Casper
pretty
could
smooth
also
sailing,
go
you know.
for yeah, he is going for an item in the back, and then
He does get the bill. That's actually really big for WZ. So they can touch that box right away and hopefully get shocked. We see SY getting a TC. He definitely doesn't want to be past that. Bill in 6. This is big. If WZ is top spots, though, do you think they'll risk it? Even going for it?
I think you have to risk going for shock because you do have Casper holding Bill. The other play would be to have Casper use the Bill now and
just get numbers
try
up
to
there
make sure
and
that no one
schlag
can get it.
potentially.
I think they know that Casper has the Bill, seeing that they
But
are
at
trying
what cost,
to
though? He does
especially
fall
there,
behind
but-
a little bit.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's worth trying to knock the Bill out of Casper, or at least slowing him down, because even if you as SY do pull a shock here, you're running the risk of him being able to actually Bill all the way up. Getting redded here, there's probably a really good chance here for SY.
We also see
especially since he's
Quinn.
probably gonna get dropped in the mud, and he does. Ooh, but he was able to recover pretty quickly.
Quinn was killed at the Shroomless, it looks like, but top 3 for WZ. And if they're securing shock,
But yeah, if
there
you're going
really
to force
shouldn't
a bill
be
out of
much of
someone,
an
that
issue
is the
here.
best spot though, because you could get dropped in the mud.
There it is. They did TS, and that red barely sneaks around the corner. So this is actually SY is coming back here. I think TK may have dodged with him, or no, he's the one that got TS. Someone did pull a mega. I don't know. I think 2 of SY
WZ are
dodged.
still 2-3 though, so if there's a blue coming in, there could be a blue. We'll see.
A blooper for Casper last box. He's gonna have to rely on lines here or a low trick. He gets the low trick, but it's not enough. Quinn builds up, and I think that was a 1-3.
SY got first.
1-3-5.
One
Yeah,
4.
1-4.
I think it's 1-4 for SY. 1-4
Yeah,
for
SY
SY.
got first. They
SY
dodged
got
up
first.
and were able to run the rest of the race.
Okay. What was after race 1 plus?
Yeah.
Plus 17 for
17.
WollywogZ. And another 3-point
Yes.
victory on that race for
Was a
WZ
plus
coming
3
in.
for WZ.
Not bad.
So
At this point, just based off the first match, who do you guys think is going to? Do you think it's going to stay close?
I feel
Or do you?
I feel as
just
if
wanna hear some opinions here.
WZ will end up winning this match. I feel like WZ will get another good race here. They'll start to pull away. SY will start coming back, and then WZ will finish it off. That's what I think. I think it won't be as close as the first one, because WZ definitely have much more to lose here because they're already down a match. So I feel like they will win it in the end, but that also comes with a risk. They could potentially take more risks due to the fact that they are down a game to nil. So we'll just see.
If the reward pours off, though, they get a top 4. So you think they're gonna?
Yeah.
I
still
can
think
agree.
WZ will
I think
win
they
in
need
the
to take
end,
more
but it's
risks.
gonna be very close.
Track pick, we get DDR here. I could see Casper going wide for a box. Maybe try to cheese that golden in the beginning, but maybe not. We do see him fail. 2 of WZ fail the sand top. I think maybe Casper might have bumps crashed there.
Still, the spots are still relatively mixed though, and it's still very early on in the race.
A 6th place golden for
God.
Casper. That's huge. It's gonna put him back in the race here.
Holding up to 4th, I don't see why he wouldn't just take the ultra here and try to run away with it. We do have more with a trailing a red though. This could be deadly if he he decides to slow.
Top 4 at the moment for SY.
Yeah, he is going to decide to take Ultra, so
And
this is
but
going
Mike
to be
also
big.
looks like
Getting up there early.
Mike also takes. He took 3 Shroom Cut, so Casper will end up at first, but he's going to be
Triple Greens is the
pressured
best item you can
by
pull
2
here,
SY
but he
members
does
behind him.
fail
He
the-
does hit someone.
We
No,
do
go ahead.
see. Sorry. One bagger did have to fall off, so I assume he had the bill.
You
Looks
know,
like SY
it looked
is
to me
in
like
ninth right now.
he did slow on the person behind him with triple greens because of the failed pillar trick. What if that was an intentional failed trick? Who knows?
I think it was probably just a situation where he was coming out of that wide, and he wanted to make sure that he didn't actually get bumped
got it.
by WZ since it was close.
Looks like Hawk did have the bill as he fell off again. Axe may have pulled it. Oh, it looks like Hawk got it.
Ooh.
And a blue. I don't know if that was an attempt at a cancel, but
I don't.
either
think
way,
that
we
was a
see Quinn
cancel,
dodge
though.
and
I'm not entirely sure.
a red in third. He is going to draft to get the red, and this could be huge for WZ. Top 3
Shop's already
going
been
into
in
the
play,
last
so
stretch.
here we go. It's gonna end it with a good
As long
race.
as long as there's no shrooms, this is big. Yeah. Bunch of crap last turn, and looks like a top 3.
WZ starting to really find their stride here in the second match and really pulling away early. So I think this is where the experience of WZ is really going to come into play. So WZ have all played together for a long time.
Yeah.
Casper's the newest, but even then, they have a really good
Whoa.
chemistry,
A
and
top
they
4
have the ability
for
to not panic. Wow, a huge race for
That's huge.
WZ.
Definitely.
Doesn't look like a perfect race, but that is still a very, very, very good race for them. Like you said, they're pulling away very early on. And yeah, top 4. What do you pick for your WZ here? I mean, they have a couple options.
So I really think that the best track for them here, I think they're going to go Moonview, but I think the best track would actually be Rainbow Road, where you have third, try to go ahead and slide over and make sure that you can take up all the items.
Besides that, they are Daisy too, yeah.
Yeah, Murrah being Daisy is not going to be very fun, but it does look like Moonview is going to be the pick from safe. You can take all the boxes and force them to have to go up the mountain. And at that point, you're really not going to gain enough back on them. And they get their track pick. This is huge for WZ. They really can put their foot down on the gas pedal here and run away with this match.
Time will tell. Maybe they can pull off some kind of draft, but like you said, they're probably gonna have to go up the mountain and hope for some kind of golden here.
Jax does get a draft, but I think Casper should have used that shroom immediately to make sure that he could get away from his teammates. It was kind of a cluster there for them.
Looks like a bomb car was hit, but might have just been. We have Quinn with reds. If we can take out Murrah, or yeah, I mean he could really give him a break here. It looks like he decides to back one. And,
TK and Casper make the play to go over to the right there. Probably a call from Quinn that he wanted to back spam and see if he could get him. Casper narrowly dodging the yellow car. Goes up the mountain. See what he can pull in sixth. I really don't think risking items in sixth there is the best call from Casper. You do run the risk of getting a T.
Best thing he can get is a blue, but that's very unlikely. Oh, and he does pull a blue.
Pulls it immediately. Commentator's curse for sure.
Exactly. At this point, I thought they were first, but it might be close. So, with no shock in play, or if there is a shock in play, they could just be trying to hold this and just run it out.
Yeah, Crash must be locked down in first right now.
Looks like they are 1, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
We do see someone in a star, but
one of the
nothing out
backers,
it.
one of the backers just got starred, so
So-
he
Backers
actually
right
did
next to
lose
each other.
shock if he had it.
One of them gets chucked. A bomb car was activated. Nothing though. Quinn gets redded. Looks like he's gonna try to throw this blue at the end. He obviously doesn't want to lose teammate. Probably won't hit anybody. And
Top
I think
2-5 coming
top
in
2-5.
for WZ there. Top 2-5-7 is what it looks like.
Still not bad. They did get killed a little bit at the end, but so did SY. I think it evened out. It was unfortunate Quinn got hit. I don't remember what he got hit by, but either way, top 2-5 is still a pretty good race.
He got redded by Jax.
And if WZ did win that race, that is
Top 2-5.
Yeah, another.
There's a huge GP coming in for WZ.
I think that is more than a plus 40 GP.
I shall confirm.
So that's huge. But this was set in first match. All it takes is a couple of good races. So they're definitely not out yet. That's why I definitely can pull this back. They just gotta go one race at a time.
56 point GP.
Well, on my score, I have 152 to 92.
It's a huge GP. That could really just set the tone for the rest of this war. We'll see if SY can really bounce back. That's such a big first GP though for WC. Having both Mike and Nick only scored 10 and 12 as bottom two for SY. It's really going to come down to if SY can maintain their composure and really start making something. Again, this is where you have to just chip away. You can't get this all back at once. Win races and just go from there. You have 8 whole races. You don't have to try to make it all back in one GP. Try to cut it to maybe 30, 25, and then really give yourselves a fighting chance on that last GP.
I think winning this next race is huge. They want the mentality boost there. They don't want to fall too far behind or where they feel like they can't come back at all.
And they did just, I mean, this is the end of the GP, so they do have decent spots at the top. They do have 2, 3, 6, 7 as their spots for SY.
That is a good setup for MG, so would make sense.
See if they can get their track pick. WZ getting a couple track picks in a row there were big, and they get another one here.
Do you have a cannon track? Like you said, I think WZ has been getting more of the shocks, so from the looks of it, this could be another potentially huge race for WZ.
I think this might be the race that SY does get it. Act is pretty consistent at the backwards strat on Funky, and he did get it last time they played here in the previous match. So I do see Act being able to pull it again. Very narrow call there with Casper. I imagine that he's just going to shroom into first, as he does here.
Knowing Casper, he will go for the double, but the unfortunate greens there definitely going to kill his run early on. See, we
even
do
after
see another
getting hit there, still in a good spot. He should bail out and go for single, and he does.
TC right behind him, gonna kind of trip him up. Doesn't look like it gets past, and he actually goes to the left side. I don't know if maybe he's trying to go for some kind of dodge, but
I imagine that was solely to avoid the TC at all costs. Getting TC'd at that point is huge, and now he's just going to schlag as much as he can on the SY members.
He does have a Mega 2. This is actually huge. There's one. Nick goes down, and then after the red, I mean, he gets hit of his own. Was that a random ground green? I just saw it.
I don't know. I thought I saw a funky wave in the air from Jax, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I think both baggers made the strat, or am I deceiving me? Oh, he gets bumped off. That is huge. He was holding a star. He was probably waiting for the cannon dodge.
Yeah, I believe Act respawned, and he did get bumped off by Act, I believe. Like 100%.
It was Act. It was Act.
All right.
100% it was Act.
So is that a -20?
All right, so
if you're looking at WZ rules, it should be. Getting knocked off the track is
regardless
the way that it is.
from the looks of it, it seems like SY got top 2 that race. So
I will.
Maybe it'll just cancel
what I'll
out.
do is I'll input
Definitely
the
not
scores
what we
as is, and then once we get the final verdict on the penalty, I'll change it accordingly. So yeah, this could be even worse for SY. But at top. Okay, yes.
Top 3
Good race
for SY.
Kind of canceled out the penalty whenever it comes in.
pretty much just a canceled out race. I
It
guess
does
at
still
that
give
point it's
1
still
point to
possible.
SY.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would hold. I would probably put the penalty in.
Yeah, I shall. I already changed the
Thank you,
score,
Jaggy.
so it is 172 to 113 for WollywogZ.
If the trend of this war keeps going, we will see a game 3.
Top 3 BCW coming out for SY. They do the UT strat, which is you have top 3 take all the items and then you backspam them immediately. Unfortunately for them, they didn't get any of the WZ members.
See Casper with triple shrooms here. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes for glitch. I know he is pretty confident in his ability, but not looking like it. Lap 1.
Well, now we're seeing his time trialing beforehand pay off a little bit. He did get to take the left side. He does get the shroom. He's going to hold on to it. Probably just chain it here. Yep. Chains it in 5th. Gets the blue.
WC is first. They're 2-3. I wouldn't surprise me if TK slows down and tries to bloom on the ramp. Maybe not. No,
He did throw a fib, and
Yep,
he
there it
did
is.
let him pass, so...
Looks like it kills 2 of them there, or looks like Jack spun out, but...
Ooh, unlucky there from Quinn. Being really close to Casper, as Red does target him.
Holding a Mega in 8th. He could chain this, but their team has shock. I don't really see a point. He could chain into boxes. I didn't really catch who was winning the bagging war. It looks like someone's going for the 9th. Is that...
It looks like someone does have shock right now, so we'll get to see who it is, and it does look like Hawk's the one that is holding shock right now. Yep, Jax uses his Mega.
Blue comes in. Blue comes in.
Mega in 4th here. If they
And
are
a
going to
blue comes out from WZ. This is about to be a huge race again for WZ.
Still holding his Mega. If I were Casper, I would chain at either the half pipe section or a little after for the TS. And unless they're waiting for some really late shock, we do see someone else in a Mega. It's TK, 2 Megas going on the field, and a dodge, and they TS Nura. This is big. This could be a top 3. It looks like 3 of them dodged here. We see Crash, Casper, and TK, and I think Jax barely snuck 4th there at the end, so maybe not a top 4.
Regardless, though, WZ are still pulling away.
Very dominant performance.
So yeah, WollywogZ are up 216 to 130. That is a hefty scoreline.
Looks like
Advert.
WZ is going Rainbow Road, something you suggested from...
Gotta love them adverts.
And Rainbow Road does get picked. Assuming they can bump off or try to swerve in the beginning, they could have easily run away with this. Looks like some of WZ does get bumped. I couldn't tell. Yeah, they killed Nick there. 2, 3,
Top
4.
three.
We have Jax getting redded. Yeah, top 3. And with the amount of reds that are, TK has 2, Casper has 3, I don't see them passing anytime soon. We see Nick come up from the shortcut, but he's gonna instantly get redded. Yeah, this is huge. I know I keep saying that, but they're just getting these leads.
Yeah, right now all WZ needs to do is hold this spot right here, and actually some really lucky lag right there for Casper. The fact that TK disappeared guaranteed that Casper got a 2nd place item, which guarantees that he's unable to get a TC. If he can backspam one of the reds there, then he can actually protect himself with just 2 items.
We also saw someone sim a bill in the beginning. I know they probably just want to get up there, so no reason in holding it from what I see. Still top 3. None of those reds were able. If there is a shock in play, they may cannon dodge. I don't think so at this point, though.
If you're SY, you just have to spam all your items to get up there as fast as possible and just put as many bodies as you can in the top 5.
At the same time, though, they're risking a TC being a lot of those middle spots.
Unfortunately, that's the situation that they're in right now. You can't just try to play around getting TCs anymore. WZ has a big lead in the match.
Casper
And-
also pulls a blue. This is crazy. There's literally nothing they can do at this point unless they get shocked.
Yeah, and it looks like the baggers are risking it already, so it's very possible that someone did already pull it.
Either way, though, there's no way they can really SY can cannon dodge because someone from WZ is going in with them. Looks like
They definitely
Jack's-
won't be a no, but
Yeah,
Jax
they gotta
may
get
be the
that
one that
blue
they
out of the
have
way
to if they
too.
have it.
Nope, SY does not have it.
Yeah, it makes sense that WZ would be the one to have it. Act was in the one that was in the position to have to risk it, just because of the nature of the positions here on this track.
I don't
But
see
actually, that looks like it was SY's shock.
Maybe they were trying to shock WZ after boost panel just to get Jackson to first, and it might have happened looking at the ending there.
Oh, and actually, yeah, Nick actually steals 5th there, so
Only
it's
results
not
will tell.
it's not too bad for SY, but they're already down so much to a point where it's not really that much of an accomplishment.
Yeah, you were talking about chipping away, but at this point, they do need some kind of big race to gain a little bit of points back.
Who got the bagger point there?
I believe there's 5 races left.
Okay, thank you.
WZ.
Stream is also
And
frozen.
the
for
stream
me.
is frozen for me.
Same. I wonder
That's
if
a
Casper is
possibility.
restarting his stream.
$254 to $143. So, WollywogZ. A bit of an understatement right here, but yeah.
Sizable lead. Sizable lead.
At this point, I think it's safe to
Yeah,
say
but
that
if
probably
you're
will be a
SY,
game 3.
You just have to regroup. Just get that match out of your head. Just come back with a cool head. The third match is a completely new match. But yeah, it does look like he did go offline there. So until the stream comes back up, I'm just gonna leave it on the lineups right here. Now, WZ will get the pick, third match. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be Suicide. Because, I mean, after that dominating performance, I do think SY will be shaken up a little bit, and WZ will definitely have the momentum on their side.
It's going to be
Right.
hard. They're going to have to really hold their composure here
And,
going into the next match.
okay, here we go. The stream is back up for me, at least. Is it back up for you guys? Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
on 36
Maple.
seconds Maple, yep. So from the looks of it, Casper is in 8th. I don't really know we don't really know what happened in the beginning, but
3 of bottom
Um,
4 spots are currently held by WollywogZ, so
so
this
I
is
would
a decent
assume-
looking race right now. 4 of bottom 5 is WollywogZ, so that
And
puts
we
top
see a
3
Daisy
for
at second.
SY.
Yeah. If I can catch a glimpse of where the baggers are.
At this point, in just a few seconds, they both should be coming up on that set, so
Yep. We see one back there. Was there DC? A disconnection?
perhaps.
It looks to me, yeah.
I do remember Rainbow Road loaded really fast.
Yeah, I don't see Act on the screen.
Yeah, we do see Casper with a star here. If there is a shock in play from WZ, which I would hope. Yep, they're in a bill.
That's probably the
Yep.
worst time to DC as a bagger. When you have top 4 and you're already down by a lot, you need a good race. And that happens.
Yeah, we see TK Quinn 234 Jack still is in first, so he's kind of saving the team right now.
Nope,
Can he
he's
hold
in
it?
second now.
It's the real question. Looks like he did
got
get
the
knocked in
pass.
second.
WZ occupying. Oh,
2 bananas. Ooh.
the spots are pretty mixed up.
Kind of
now,
really killing
but this
Casper
definitely
there.
favors WZ
He gets
because they already do have a sizable lead.
Casper may try to go for some snipes, seeing as they're up. Could be telling Crash to go in the middle.
Alright.
Looks like he wasn't able to get it, and yeah, I think that still should be a pretty nice race for WZ with the disconnection. And yeah, top 2-5.
So it was only a 9-player race. I wonder if SY just told them to go ahead, more or less just conceding that this match they believe is over, and are just focusing on the next match.
Casper
May
said
I
he's
ask,
restarting stream again.
how many total points are there in a 9-player room?
I believe
Okay.
it's 53.
And what's a
61.
10-player? 50.
No, 61 is 10 player.
Got it.
So, WollywogZ currently up 120 with that -20 penalty. So, very hefty lead, and yep, looks like it will go to a match 3.
It is actually only a 50-point
50 point.
race
Okay, not
in a
53?
9-player room.
Got it.
Alright, I
50
take
point,
alright, so
not 53.
Subtract 3 points there from SY, because I did put the scores for WZ, not for SY. So 285 to 162.
Can they even theoretically come back?
They can.
They have
if
4
they get
races,
2
and
top
it's
2 top 4s, and then they all run get like top 5s.
Yeah.
Theoretically,
Which obviously
if you
is very unlikely.
top 4 and
I-
bag every race, you are still unable to actually.
WZ
You have
would
to
have
get-
to drop their controller.
Actually,
for that to happen. It's
you
just-
can get
It's not likely.
4 top 4 9s in a row, and you'll win by 1. Theoretically, still possible.
You gotta remember though, there's been 1 top 4 the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening. Looks like we are starting. Once again in the room they have about average middle spots. WZ 145, SY 23. Probably just gonna be going something that would benefit both teams, or just a neutral.
Yeah, I could very well see SY just using these last 4 races to shake it off and just kind of take a step back just to make sure that they are focused up for the next match.
You said
And I think-
WZ will get the pick, right? Next match.
No. So far, both teams have opted to host and not pick format. So SY should have
Oh.
the choice to either host or to choose format. So they may go with the option
I
of
thought it was.
trolling.
Yeah, I thought it was like the team who has a higher seed, they get the first pick, and then they get the third pick.
They do. SY actually had the
Okay, but
higher
they
seed. I was
they chose
mistaken.
to host first match.
We do see Wario's gold mine.
Okay. Got you.
Yes, both teams chose to host. And
Why do you think they picked this?
the track of Warriors Goldmine.
Yes.
Decent
I'm just
spots, and
generally-
one of the top spots for SY is a Daisy, and Daisy does not work very well here.
Makes sense.
Basically, any track that's narrow and has no guardrails, like this and Rainbow Road. Yep. Daisy is not very ideal.
It looked
It
like
looks
Quinn
like-
shroomed up, but ran right into the wall. So very interesting there.
Yeah, we see
Right
SY
now.
coming up.
Ooh.
This is a dangerous
He
position to
gets
be
a
in.
nice
Ooh,
snipe
nice
on-
snipe.
And seems to, I think, slowing him too in the process. So as long as he can take out Nick with this red. Oh, and he has a fib. He might try to slow down here. Never mind.
No, you should just hold on to this first.
Yeah.
Just kind of run away with this.
It looks like a lot of SY is behind him, so
You
this
really
could be
gotta
scary
hold
for him.
on. Jack shrooms up. Is able to hold on to that lead.
Doesn't get the draft. If they take out Casper, I think they're in a good top 3 spot. And looking at the baggers, it's split. So I don't know what happened.
And this is a lot of pressure on Casper right now.
Gets bumped
and
off.
he gets
That is
pushed.
actually big play
Let's
for
see
them.
who's in bottom spots though. Yep.
We
On
see,
a
yeah,
track
That's
that
why
is
top
heavy
four.
front
Who's
running.
in eighth?
well, we see WZ in 5, 6, 7. So if they are in 8th, they're top 4, and this is looking to be.
Yeah.
Someone does get shoved off there. I
Rip
think
the
that was
dream of
SY.
getting the top 4 there.
2 people. We see Quinn in 6th. I think someone
Wow.
TK using a bill in 4th, and they did have shock. Once again, WZ is going to come up and probably take the race here. Also, Casper pulling a pretty lucky mega.
Getting a little bit
Oh.
of UT slide air luck there. Call the ambulance.
Will he get the bomb snipe here? No.
Ooh.
Still, they backspin Quinn, and they actually got 2-3.
No, it was after
He
the
gets
line.
backed
It was
again.
after the line.
I don't know if that actually hit him.
But yeah.
It looks like they missed the TS on both SY members there.
Yeah, but still pretty. I mean,
Just
for
recapping.
WollywogZ standards, currently they're already up by a lot. So I mean, that was a good race for WZ.
Yeah, 145 is nothing to be upset about, especially at this point. All you have to do now is just kind of cross your T's and dot your I's and call it a day.
32. So yeah, WZ did end up winning that race by 3.
And at that point, that pretty much makes it impossible for SY to win.
Unless there's a
Unless,
penalty.
obviously,
Yep. Penalty
some
card
kind of
week.
penalty would happen. But, yeah. Game 3.
The whole term penalty cart week kind of died out though, because I don't know, like back in the no, it was like
It was
back in
the
2016,
2017
back
thing.
in like season 8 of actually even going as far as ITL, or yeah, way back when it was like -20 for a wheelie bump. So, or WCL, yeah, you're right, yeah. WCL and CSL, the penalties were really strict back
There's
in
a
the
lot.
day. So that's why they called it penalty cart week. But, you know, the game has evolved a little bit, so it's good to see.
We see WZ going for Grumble, which I think both these track picks are, they would work for either team. See, they do get a track pick here. Casper could go for Shrooms, seeing as all he has to do is back in the beginning.
By the way, yeah, it's actually theoretically impossible to win now, even with 3 top 5s.
I expect a lot of
Yep.
rock hop this track. Even though they can't win, I still expect them to try and put up some kind of fight during the race.
That's why it definitely is not a team to lie down. You see them in scrim wars though; they go like random ass combos, but when they take it seriously, they take it seriously. But we'll just have to see what happens up here.
Casper gets redded here, and will he go for the rock? It looks like he's still going for it. Barely clips the edge, just not enough speed with that shroom. He used it a little too early. Still getting the respawn though, so.
It was a bit of a mess going on back there.
That was kind of funny. Yeah, I think at this point, SY 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, TK's in 3rd.
No, we do see TK. Okay, so I think a lot of SY's back here.
I think if you're SY at this point, you really need to try to make these next few races
Shock came
just
in
a
there
mental
though.
reset.
It did TS 1 or 2 players. I'm not sure who Shock that was though.
Casper
think it was
spams a
SY
blue
Shock
for
then.
gold and
Ooh.
clips again. Getting the respawn again, not too bad, but definitely would have been
He
nice.
had a goal and he could have
that.
broken away.
I do want to know. It doesn't matter
No,
about
absolutely
like
not.
bonus points in the finals, right?
It
Bonus
does
points
not.
doesn't
All
even
that matters
exist
is the win and the
anymore, though.
loss.
That's the thing. Actually, in EL, no, it does, I think. But in
stupid.
WL, bonus point is completely nullified.
Goldening in 5th, doing the strat here. I doubt there's going to be a second shock, and if there is, it's dodging 5 people. Looks like WZ is still first, so 1-3 and 1-3-4 maybe.
Yeah,
Depending on the bumps. It looks like
5.
TK got killed, so SY did get 4th there.
Maybe even 6th there. TK did get knocked back pretty far.
I don't think it was off the track though. Looking at it.
No, not off the track, but pretty significant bump there.
Just enough to seal the deal. Let's see.
The deal is sealed. This match is over.
Yeah, I think it was over like race 6. I hate to say that, but
15 plus 10. He did get 5th though in the end, so.
the minute that trolling penalty. 5th. Yeah, this is kind of SY kind of falling apart from that first match, but we'll see if they can bring it back for game 3.
All right.
So I
Alright,
just
here's the
I don't know how
score,
much I don't know like what to
WollywogZ
commentate anymore.
353,
There's just-
SY 260.
And with only 2 races left, you hope that SY can find a way to really just make sure that they're ready for this next match. Whatever they need to do. I know that this war must have been pretty frustrating. It was heavily one-sided, not just in terms of score, but as well as just items in general. WZ were always the ones that were pulling the bill in the bottom spots. They were always the ones that ended up getting shocks, and they got a lot of good items just in general, just around mid spots. If you look at something like Rainbow Road, they had 2 people pull triple reds at the first set, which pretty much all but sealed that race entirely.
Not only that, can we talk about Moonview Highway, the blue? Casper did get kind of lucky there.
Yeah,
But-
they did get items when they need, but
Track
at the same
picks were
time,
also-
track picks did also go to WZ as well. A lot went WZ's way this time.
That's not to say that they only won because of that. They're
Right.
obviously a very strong team.
Exactly, and in a game that's typically at this high caliber, where it is a game of inches, you have to really take advantage of every opportunity you get, and WZ executed on that perfectly. Every chance that they had, whether it was taking advantage of pulling that blue and making the most of it, or getting good items in top spots on Rainbow Road, they did a great job of just pushing that as far as they could and squeezing every opportunity for as much as they could get. And that is why you see a 137 point lead coming out of WZ right now.
Couldn't have said it better. I wanted to point out something someone said. There's definitely nothing to celebrate yet. There's still
that's the
one more
beauty
match
of-
left.
that's
It's
the-
anyone's
That's the
game.
beauty of
so.
best out of 3
Emphasizing
matches
on
too,
that.
yeah. Because if this were
Best of 3.
what is it, 6 GP? What's it called again? 3 GP? Yeah. That format has never been implemented. I don't think ever,
Mhm.
but it was an idea. So that's the beauty of best out of 3. You can recoup if you ever have a terrible match. It's only 1 loss rather than a huge deficit, and it makes for more exciting matches.
And it really does make it so each section can be a mental reset, and you have to be solid on every way through. So like if you have one of those situations where you have a few bad races and the war is done, you have the opportunity to make it back up instead of just
Right.
having all of your scores accumulate and having to be perfect all the way to the end. You have a chance for getting
Yeah.
through a mental reset and
And I'm not
really
saying-
regroup with your
I'm not
team
saying. Go ahead.
With that being
for
said,
another match.
I'm
You
not
have
saying
a,
that SY did this,
continue.
but it could very much be possible that they won the first match and they got a little comfortable. It could very much be a possibility, but it's time to see. It's time to see what SY here have in terms of mental toughness.
Yeah, you're really going to see how much they've grown in the last few months with how they handle this adversity here. I think if you're SY, you really need to focus on making sure that you're not looking at this match the wrong way. Yes, it was a match that went WZ's way in a lot of aspects, but you can't say, well, they outlucked us. You know, they had this or that go their way. You really just have to reset and say, hey, it's
Yeah,
over. We're
that
moving on.
thinking- That kind of thing
Next
is just
war.
It's a recipe for disaster. If you
One
that kind of like
positive
mental
for
block.
SY, though, they did get a +3 race there. So, there you go.
And on the other side, if you're WZ, you have to take away the good pieces that you had here, how you handled every opportunity that you had. You want to carry that on to the next match, but you also can't get complacent. If you're WZ, I would want them to look at this and say, hey, we had a lot of things go our way. Let's make sure that we don't need all these things to go our way to have this sort of dominating performance. And if you can get in that sort of mindset, I think WZ has a good chance of taking the
WZ
next match as
definitely
well.
has the better of SY in terms of experience. WZ has a lot more experience in top divs. Is it? I believe this is SY's first time in D1 or second time? No, overall.
In EL, I think this is overall they've been in D1 at
Right.
least 2 or 3 times, or
WZ
at least
has
3
been
times.
up there for about
3 seasons.
WZ has been up there.
Yeah,
Right.
WZ's been
And
around
this is,
for a very long time.
This is SY's first taste at a final, I believe, in terms of D1. WZ, I think, have been there before.
I wanna know. This is going way back. What was WZ ever Division 1 in IL? I know CSL and
Not in
WL.
IL. Not in IL.
I know they were kind of growing and getting better at those.
Yeah, so back when IL happened, that was when a lot of the WZ players were playing League of Legends,
Mhm.
and they had just started adding players like Jax, Cool Guy, Quinn, and really starting to build some talent around them. Because before, it's not that WZ wasn't good, because they had that chemistry between all of them, but TK, after TK, the skill level dropped quite drastically, and that did not bode well for WZ. At that point, they were just having a bunch of friends play the game, and that's all that they really cared about. And then they wanted to start taking it a little more seriously, and with the additions of SY members after SY kind of departed, you had this sort of powerhouse come out with Quinn and with Larry and with Cool and with Jax.
There was a brief
all at once
stint,
too,
yeah, I
yeah.
believe
All
in
at
season
once.
13 or 14, either one, where there was what was the team name again? It was the tag was L something.
So yeah, that was a very, despite what I said in the beginning, very dominant performance from WC there.
The final score.
So maybe SY can pull it back, but anyone's game. Looks like there
The
will
final
be a
score
break.
for
So
that
I'm gonna
match
let-
was 406 to 285 in favor of WZ. So shall we take another break here? This time I'll actually mute you guys.
Yeah,
Sounds
let's go
good.
ahead and take a few minute break while they go ahead and get situated on both the host and the format, and we'll be back here in a few minutes. Thank you, everyone.